coming out of nowhere. Much like Agnes's transformation into Agatha Harkness in the WandaVision series, the spin-off series stemming from the events of WandaVision might be a big surprise to many as to why it was confirmed. But keep in mind that Agatha's long life could be of utmost importance for the MCU and all the upcoming characters with whom Agatha has connections with, and them being introduced through the series, making the project one of the most important ones in MCU's Phase 5. One of the unexpected but well-deserved projects from Marvel that came at the last San Diego Comic-Con was the spin-off series Agatha, Coven of Chaos, previously titled Agatha House of Harkness, a project that, according to Kathryn Hahn, will be a big surprise to many of the fans, both of what the series will be about, but also what it will set up for any future the characters that will be part of the series as well. For all the MCU and WandaVision fans, this spin-off series will be something new that they never expected to see. And one of the things that we will be mentioned in today's video is the WandaVision series, which is understandable, seeing how Agatha was the antagonist of that series and the one who played a lot of tricks on Wanda Maximoff, as well as open her eyes in the season's finale and let her see the world as it is, which would then turn her into the menace we saw her be in the latest Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie. Right from the start, the WandaVision series showed a lot of potential, which has confirmed by the fact that it was the first Marvel project that received an Emmy Award, with every next episode more thrilling than the previous one. The series finale showcased an epic standoff between Agnes, aka Agatha, and Wanda, with Agnes's reveal of her true nature becoming a highlight of the series, which would then raise a lot of questions as to who exactly is Agnes. And what about her Agatha persona? In the Marvel Universe, Agatha has been pinned as one of the most powerful witches. She is ageless, thus her beginnings are not known at all. No one even knows how old she is. A mysterious figure with her ties with the witches of Salem being one of the most notable details about the character. One of the most pivotal moments of Agatha's arc in the comics is the arrival of Firestarter, a time traveler who enters Agatha's life and plays an essential role in her decision to leave Salem and start her own coven in town, something we think the series will take away from, judging by the title. Some of Agatha's most notable powers include spells like precognitive, communicative, analytical, or manipulative spells. But bear in mind that Agatha is so much more than just a witch. She is a governess, a mentor, and an instructor in the practice of magic. At one point, she is even a nanny to Franklin Richards in the Marvel Comics, one of the biggest highlights of her career, with her mentorship over Wanda being the other. The thing that drives Agatha's mentorship of Wanda can be rooted in Agatha's desire to help Wanda charge a deal with the unstable nature of her powers, a relationship between these two that continued until Wanda married Vision. But it is believed that Agatha's ties remained with Wanda throughout her entire life. This is Agatha's story from the comics and the connection she has in the Marvel Universe in the comics. As for the MCU, presented as Agnes, a loving and caring neighbor, always there in the most precarious moments. For instance, Wanda's magical and accelerated pregnancy, and later during the birth of her twins, Billy and Tommy. Everything surrounding Agnes's character was kind of odd, but all of us went with the flow. All of the situations raised a lot of questions, but never the thought that there might be more to Agnes. However, when the Maximoff twins go missing, we learn about Agnes and what she is capable of. Wanda and Agatha engage in an epic battle, a clash that eventually sees Wanda essentially taking on the mantle of whom many fans know to be the Scarlet Witch, something that would eventually tie Wanda to the previously mentioned Doctor Strange sequel and the infamous book that holds a lot of power, the Darkhold, one of the most powerful artifacts in the Marvel Universe that thankfully was destroyed by the Scarlet Witch herself. Unfortunately, we did not get a clear indication as to when the series will drop. But taking into consideration all the other projects Marvel is working on, we at least got a release window for the series, and it being the winter of 2023. By that time, the MCU would have already entered Phase 5. which means that many of the new characters that will debut in the upcoming future could appear in Agatha Coven of Chaos, which eventually means that the plot of the series will largely depend on where Marvel's MCU will be at the time of the series release. And what is the master plan moving forward to MCU's Phase 6? So far, the only confirmed character of the series is Agatha Harkness herself, with Kathryn Hahn in the role, though Wanda Maximoff is expected to return in the role. Other contenders who are likely to appear are the likes of Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange and Benedict Wong's Wong, with the two possibly investigating whatever Agatha will be up to. Seeing how Wanda absorbed some of Agatha's powers within her, a bond between the two might have formed, which could also connect the other Wanda we know from Earth 838, and on that note, even Tommy and Billy too. That is, if the series will take place after the events of the Doctor Strange sequel. Some theories suggest that Agatha Coven of Chaos could also pick up where WandaVision ended, which could also mean that any of the main or supporting cast members from that series could take part in this one, which includes the likes of Monica Rambeau, Darcy Lewis, Jimmy Woo, and any one of these Sword members as well. Not much is known about the story of the series, because Marvel has yet to confirm whether the series will take place right after WandaVision or in the present time of the MCU. Thus, if the spin-off series picks up where the first season of WandaVision left us, we could see the series dive deeper into the character's comics origin, which could also introduce many long-awaited Marvel characters, including the likes of Franklin Richards, Sue and Reed's cosmic level and reality-altering son, for whom, as we mentioned before, Agatha served as a nanny in the comics. The series will likely introduce yet another X-Men through Firestarter and reveal more about Agatha's past and her connections to the Daughters of Liberty, or the Department of the Uncanny, with the events of the series possibly introducing even more magic users from the multiverse, ones that will have an impact in the events to come in the wider MCU. Many wondered, why are we even getting this spin-off series? Well, to be a little bit more precise, when you think of it, Wanda would have never realized the full potential of her powers as Scarlet Witch were it not for Agatha, who is, according to many, one of the oldest characters in the Marvel Universe. The long life of hers would also mean that she could have a lot of connections to a host of Marvel characters who have yet to make their debut in the MCU, which could then mean that Agatha Coven of Chaos has the potential to become one of the most important series of MCU's Phase 5, making the spin-off series a vital source of information, and probably the main reason why the series came out of nowhere. Nevertheless, Agatha's villainous persona and fourth-wall charming antics resulted in a lot of viral memes. Thus, it is not a surprise at all that the character and Kathryn Hahn herself received a lot of praise for the role, and why it was probably an even easier decision for Marvel to give the green light to a spin-off series of this sort. On a related note, tell us down in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the spin-off series? Where do you see the story fit in the wider MCU? As well as, which character do you expect to see take part in it? Seeing how Kathryn Hahn is the only confirmed cast member for the series, and what about Agatha's future? But also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you would like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.